Thank you all for coming to today's event. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing. Master Sergeant Clyde Turner will sing the British and American national anthems. Color Guard. Close call, please.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign on. For us, God save the Queen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order.
Order.
On. Go, please.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Meritorious Service Medal to Tommie L. Young. Senior Master Sergeant Tommie L. Young distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Chief, Heavy Repair, 100 Civil Engineer Squadron, 100 Support Group, 100 Air Refueling Wing, Royal Air Force Mildenhall, England, from 27 November 1993 to 31 March 1996. During this period, Sergeant Young's balance, professionalism, inspirational leadership, and ceaseless efforts were vital to creating the squadron's first mobility team and providing vital in-house modernization capability to the wing. He led the push to develop the mobility team structure, create reporting procedures, define personnel roles, and heighten mobility preparedness, enabled the squadron to meet its crucial capability readiness deadline. He solved key parking and facility problems in a fraction of the contract time while saving over $500,000 in contract costs. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Young culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Special Orders 001361, dated 9 November 95, effective 31 March 96. Senior Master Sergeant Tommie L. Young is relieved from active duty, 100 Civil Engineer Squadron, RAF Mildenhall, United Kingdom, and retired effective 1 April 96 per AFI 36-3203 in the grade of Senior Master Sergeant. Proceed to home of selection by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. We also have a certificate from the Commander-in-Chief, President Bill Clinton, which reads as follows. Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States, Senior Master Sergeant Tommie L. Young. I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our nation for your honorable service. You helped to maintain the security of the United States of America with a devotion to duty that is in keeping with the proud tradition of our armed forces. I honor your service and respect the commitment and loyalty you displayed over the years. My best wishes to you for happiness and success in the future. Commander-in-Chief, Bill Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Senior Master Sergeant Young will receive a certificate of appreciation from the United States Air Force on behalf of his wife, Geraldine. This is to certify that Geraldine Young, on the occasion of the retirement of her husband from active duty with the United States Air Force, has earned gratefully appreciation for her own unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. Her unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, some of Senior Master Sergeant Young's co-workers have presentations they would like to make at this time. The heavy repair section, Sergeant Mikey.
We have the heavy repair horizontal section, so it's small couple of
Squadron Top 4, Master Sergeant Keynes.
On behalf of the top four, we'd like to thank Sergeant Young for his several years of leadership. He's the reason why I'm in this position now as president. As soon as I stepped off the boat, he said, "Sergeant Keynes, you're the next president," and he made it happen. So I thank him for that, and I thank him for the many days of wisdom when he sat me down and said, "You're not listening." Sergeant Young, I am listening, and I did listen. I heard everything you said, and we want to thank you. The entire squadron thanks you. And on behalf of the top four, here's the gift we personally selected. We have one other thing that we'd like to give Sergeant Young. Though he's going to sunny Florida, and you probably won't have a great need for this, but on those special occasions when the temperature dips below 90 degrees, here you go. This is a jacket we'd like you to wear. It has our top four emblem on it. It says Tommie Young, retired United States Air Force.
Our Squadron Top 3, Senior Master Sergeant Park.
Decided to make a small presentation as well. To piggyback on Sergeant Keynes, he picked this one out as well. It's very significant, and it's in operations, so birds with the tab. So.
Next, we'll have the Operations Flight Commander, Major Moran.
This was something that I think Sergeant Spencer picked out for you. He said that you don't have to buy a bunch of suits from the stuff and put on your suits. So this is the direct contribution from Sergeant Spencer. It's a pocket watch. And this is just a small memento of where you were, because this man doesn't want to leave the United States anymore. So he doesn't really know where England is. And I wanted to remind him of what England was like, and the fact that he has been outside of England. He's been to Holland, he's been to Germany, he's been to Italy. But most of all, you were in England and you were with us. And men and women of the outside would like to thank you for all of your service and your leadership.
Next, we'll have the Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Frazier.
All right, Eli. Now, see, he didn't pick this gift either. You seem to be picking a lot of your gifts.
Well, we give it 2.5.
You got to get what you want to have, right? Let me tell you a little bit about T.Y. T.Y. is an interesting person. And, I see some folks that aren't part of Civil Engineer Squadron in this audience. Some tall folks that aren't part of CE in this audience as well, so I figured they're basketball players. But T.Y. is an interesting person in that T.Y. does not collect things, he collects friends. And if you watch T.Y. for the last couple of years, you'll have watched him in the process of collecting friends. It's an interesting and it's a valuable person who can place friendships ahead of material items. And we don't often see that in our society, in our culture, is somebody who does that. In fact, he's so popular, I heard that he was walking down the street one day with the Queen of England. And somebody said, "Who's that lady with T.Y.?" That's right. chocolates. You've heard that before? Well, TY has TY-isms. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that's a TY-ism. You write that one down. That's a good one. But that's the mark of the man. That's the mark of the heart of the man, who was born in Waynesboro, Georgia. Spent 4 years in the sunshine before he and his family moved south. Went down into Florida, where he was raised in St. Petersburg until he graduated from high school in 1969. Spent 2 years going to college. Said, enough of this book stuff, I'm going to go do something. He joined the Air Force in 1971. Figured you had enough sunshine, sent him to Malmstrom, Montana, to be a water waste plant operator. Spent 3 years, couldn't get out. 3 years he spent in the cold before he figured he'd go somewhere warm. So he went to Aviano, Italy. Spent a couple years at Aviano. Did his thing in Italy. So in fact, Major was right. He'd been to Italy. But that was a long time ago. And then he came back to the States and went to Altus Air Force Base, right? Loved Oklahoma. This man absolutely loved Oklahoma. What, about a year's worth? Yeah, not even a year, 11 months. And found a way to get back to McDill.